So I'm going to go through the homework assignment from Test Wizard, and I'm just going to go through this quick 5-minute video. I'm just going to pick and choose a few questions to go over. So if I have a 15-gram sample of copper and a 25-gram sample of copper, they're both copper. So then they both have to have the same physical and chemical properties. So that's why it's going to be choice A. And so for question number 2, right, if I have these two spheres and I drop them into water, one sinks and the other doesn't, or one sinks faster than the other, it means that they're going to have a different density. So remember, we haven't talked about anything about surface area yet. So then you can already eliminate those two choices. Always eliminate two choices if you can right off of the bat. So we have a whole bunch of pictures, and we want to know the volume of liquid C. All right, so we have the mass, and we don't know the mass, and we don't know the volume, but we do have the density. Right, so what is the mass? The volume of liquid C. Sorry, we just have to measure that in the graduated cylinder, right? You're just going to measure the volume. What is the volume of object D? So we're going to go down over here to object D, and we need to know what the volume is, and we're given the density and the mass. So density equals mass over volume. So our density is 0.4, and our mass is 0.8, and we're looking for our volume, so we'll call that our X. And so what are my favorite types of math to do? Crisscross, applesauce, cross multiply. Put that over 1, and then you cross multiply. Right, so 0.8 equals 0.4 times X, divide both sides by 0.4, and you've got yourself your answer. So that is the answer for the volume of object D. And then which two substances can be the same material? Well, you're going to have to do the math on all those materials. So B and E have the same density, right? Because you can use the density to identify material, so the same density. Right, so here we have this triple beam balance, and a student, I'm skipping over the next question, question 6, just for the sake of time. So if I have the mass and I have these two volumes, anytime you have two, like a beginning and an ending mass, volume, temperature, anything, you need to subtract those two numbers. Right, so 34 minus 30 is 4, so you're going to end up with mass 77.2 divided by 4.0, right? Density equals mass over volume, and then that's going to be 19.3. So the particle diagram that is homogeneous, right? So elements and compounds, right, are going to be homogeneous. Homogeneous means all the way the same throughout. So both elements and compounds have an even composition. So this is not an even composition because it's a mixture. This is not an even composition because it's a mixture. That's also a mixture. So here we have an even composition. So now, which represent a substance? Substances are elements and compounds. E for element, C for compound for the sake of time. So choice number 1 is a mixture. Choice number 2 is a mixture. Choice number 3. Choice number 2 is a compound, all the same in the box. Choice number 4 is an element, right? Because you have to have two different, these are two of the same pictures. That's one of our diatomic elements. So that's why it's going to be 2 and 4, right? Substances are pure, right? So write down there, substances are pure. All right, which substance cannot be broken down by a chemical change? So I answer that element cannot be broken down by a chemical change. So now I need to figure out which one of those is an element. I'm not familiar with all these words yet because chemistry is still new to me. So this is where you're going to use table S. Argon is an element on table S. Ammonia, methane, and water are all compounds, and argon is an element. If I have two substances, A and Z, am I recording? I don't even know if I'm recording. I think I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. Sorry, you know me and my technology. Two substances A and Z are identified. A cannot be broken down by chemical means, so that's going to be an element. And Z can be, so then Z is a compound. So in my second video, I'll go over through the rest of the questions. So this ends up our video number 1.